What's up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw, and we're back in Gotham. We're back in the Dark City. Yes, under the Red Hood of Robin's Tale. We're going to do a little background on who Jason Todd was before he became the Red Hood, and Batman's investigation in what happened to him, because it's still not understood. Now, the Waynes have been there buried for a long time, and Alfred talks about fighting a war on two fronts as he enters the cemetery. But Batman fights a war on many fronts, some that he started himself, and some that just came out of the ether. And he chases away the police officers. Jason's body has been exhumed. He tells them to leave now. They'll take care of it themselves. And the police are a little shocked at this moment, but they have to do what Alfred Pennyworth says. He does run the house. He does speak for Bruce. And the cops leave, telling him if they need him, they'll only be a phone call away. And Alfred is just as obsessed with this mission this time as Bruce is. He has to know. For Batman loved him like a son, and Alfred was his grandfather in a lot of ways. He calls for Bruce. Bruce examines the body, or lack thereof, since the coffin is empty. There's just a hole there. Bruce is examining every inch of it, looking for a clue on how Jason got up and left. Why? How did he come back to life? And we flash back to Crime Alley. And the hubcaps have been stolen. Batman is surprised and shocked because of the security system that's on it. And yet, he finds a boy there, about ready to take out the car a little bit more, take some more parts off. And Batman's shocked and surprised, but he admires the boy. He admires the way he did it and how smart he was. And this puts a smile on Batman's face. And he leaves, and he returns home. And he tells Alfred about the news, that he might have found someone to take the place of Dick Grayson. Someone to help him fight this war. Someone who's smart and intelligent, and most of all needs a way out of Crime Alley before he becomes something else, something dangerous. Bruce needs a new soldier in the ever-going war, and he found one. His name is Jason Todd, the new Robin. Now, Alfred goes on to say that Bruce was never happy in this war, but with a partner, it always took the weight off a little bit more. If there was someone there to bring him back from the abyss, the darkness, as Captain Boomerang surprised, and Robin easily dispatches his men. But this is Captain Boomerang. He's a member of the Suicide Squad, as well as the Rogues. He is dangerous, as he starts throwing boomerangs off. Now this Robin is a lot different from Grayson, where Grayson's a little more lighthearted. Jason has a mean streak, a very sarcastic side when it comes to that mean streak. As he's making fun of him, he almost gets taken out by Captain Boomerang's guard. But Bruce is too quick. He realizes what's going on, and he ends up saving Robin. That moment, Robin was able to do the drop kick and stand on him, still boasting. And still, Bruce has a smile on his face, realizing how good this kid is, and that he was the right soldier for this war. But years pass. As Alfred sits there thinking to himself, as Bruce examines the coffin, looking for any reason why the body's gone. After he examined the hole, now he's re-examining the coffin, all the security devices that were put in it. This coffin was specially made and built, so no one would tamper with it. No one would tamper with the controls. There's 3 different alarms on this coffin, and he's wondering why none of them were triggered. Alfred is wondering the same thing, and Bruce feels that he might have missed something. Bruce is a creature of science and logic, just like the Red Hood said in the last issue. He's examining every inch of it, thinking there's something he must have missed. Some mistake he might have made. Something the world's greatest detective might have overlooked. And usually Alfred reminds him of his obsessions, but Alfred has to know too. Jason was family, and they have to get to the bottom of this, why he turned out like this. What made him this way, and how did he survive? Bruce has been up for almost 3 days, searching, looking. trying to figure out what he's going to do. And Alfred does not object as they flash back. And as the years went on, Gotham got darker, and so did Jason. His temperament changed, his attitude. He became meaner. He became more reckless. He became more confident with his skills, and with that came a certain amount of arrogance. And yes, he was cocky. And yes, it did get him in trouble from time to time, but it also gave him strength. It also gave him an intuition that Bruce has, but there's still that savage side, or that dark side. Maybe it was those times, memories of living in Crime Alley, as Bruce helps out his ward, helps out his adopted son, his fellow soldier, and Robin just breaks his collarbone. Batman shouts out Robin. And this was one of the first times he had to give him the speech, but it wouldn't be the last. Bruce wanted him not in shock, but he needed him to talk, and he was too much in shock from his shoulder being broken, too scared to tell them anything, and it blew their lead. Robin learns his lesson, but in the end, he did deserve it. And this is when he started to see that if he didn't pick him up, if he didn't make him Robin, that he would have turned into one of the greatest criminals Gotham had ever known. But still, even now, Bruce's worst fears have come to light as he looks over it again, wondering if there's something he's missed, something obvious, and that's when he realizes there wasn't a body in the coffin at all. But who took his body out? What happened? How did he come back to life? Well, as always, we'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side, yeah!